guys, this is John with Scottsdale Living. I'm here today with my good buddy Steve Branch from Mindset Survival. Thanks for coming on, Steve. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Steve, his company Mindset Survival does a lot of really cool stuff. But the key thing that they do is they keep you safe, right? So Steve's going to talk a little bit about, what's going on during the holidays, how to keep yourself safe, and situational awareness, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Why don't you give us a little background on what you're from, or where you're from, and how you came about here?
I'm from Rhode Island, a little tiny state in the Northeast, and I was a police officer there for 30 years, 2 different departments, and I did many things over my career, mostly focusing on safety and security. I was a SWAT team member for a long time, bomb squad, diver, and I was a detective.
Diver, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. I just want to have a good time.
So I totally.
Tried to keep busy, So with that, also, I went to Afghanistan to teach the Afghans how to be police officers. So I tried to be involved in as much as I could.
Totally.
So we came out to Arizona about 4 years ago, my wife and myself and my son, and we started this company because I started talking to people out here, and a lot of people carrying guns, as everyone knows, and there's not a lot of training that goes along with that. And
Sure.
We're all about gun safety. We're all about pushing the educational part of it for children, because if you have guns in the house, you have to be safe with them, to adults and elderly, because there's a lot of people that want to carry guns, but they're not sure what kind of gun or what they actually want.
Sure.
So
in Arizona, you kind of just walk in and get a gun too.
It's
right?
crazy, right?
Yeah.
So and again, I have no problem with anybody owning a gun.
Sure.
That's your right, but there should be education that goes along with it. So you should be able to know your gun if there's a problem with it, because it's a machine, right?
Yeah,
They
totally.
do malfunction, and we show you how to fix that, how to get it up and running again. But it's just knowing your firearm and how to take care of it, how to store it properly, and make sure that bad things don't happen.
Totally.
That's what we focus on. But we also focus on situational awareness, how to recognize a threat before it happens, and different types of self-defense. Because a lot of people want to defend themselves, but they may not know how.
Sure.
So we talk about unarmed self-defense, less lethal items like tasers or pepper spray, and then firearms as well.
What's the chances of us getting a little taser demonstration here in the building where we're
you volunteering?
No. We'll need somebody to step up. So anybody out there wants to get tased, let us know.
I actually have one with me. And it's actually right here.
Oh, do you really? Oh, here we go.
I don't want to. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah. No,
but this
please
is the
don't use
taser. And the nice thing about it is it looks like a flashlight.
Yeah,
so,
it's crazy.
We sell these, and along with the purchase of one of these, you get training. So I show you how to use it, how to carry it. It's a great item because it doesn't look like a firearm.
Sure.
There are items out there that do, and a lot of people don't want to carry a firearm. So why carry a taser that looks like one?
So this particular taser, does that shoot, or do you have to touch somebody?
It does. So
okay.
This is a cartridge,
Right.
the yellow part. And when you press the button, 2 prongs shoot out 15 feet or less.
Right.
And they embed themselves in the bad guy, and he 30 seconds at 50,000 volts about.
Sure.
So
it's pretty, I'm going to say passive, but what I mean by passive is once you hit the button and it's hit the person, that's a high stress moment, right?
It is.
So does the machine kind of take over after that? It's providing the voltage.
Does.
You don't have to hold the button down.
And the whole theory is, right, you don't have to hold the button. Once you hit the button, it's going to go for 30 seconds.
Okay.
If you hit it again, it'll stop.
Right.
And there's 2 ways to shut it off. So if you were attacked and you fired this at somebody, Taser wants you to put this on the ground.
Sure.
Walk away, run away, go get help. Call
makes
the
sense.
police, And if you come back and it's gone, Taser will replace it.
Sure.
So
they'll replace the whole thing?
The main thing is you getting
cool.
away. That's the whole thing is
Sure.
your safety, and they want you to get away. So I think it's a great item. I've been hit with this. I've been sprayed with pepper spray. This is definitely a better item.
So we got a little off topic, but
Yeah.
so you got something that's shooting 15 feet away. What about, the guy leans in your car and he's trying to snatch your keys?
It's a great
Is that thing
question.
functional?
It is because it has a stun gun built in as well.
Okay.
So even if you miss on that first shot, you still have a backup stun gun, which is a contact weapon.
Yeah, you got to touch
Meaning
him.
you have to touch them.
Right.
But when you touch, it's pain compliance.
Yeah.
He's gonna feel it, and if somebody reaches in the car and you hit him with that, they're going to feel that.
Yeah, so great alternative, right? I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people, you know, I haven't been in the Army myself. I get the situation.
Right.
A lot of people don't want to pull the trigger, and I can't blame them.
I can't
mean, it's a
either.
life-changing event, right?
The misconception is that a lot of people think that just carrying the gun
Mm-hmm.
makes them more powerful, and when they pull it, they think that's going to do the job.
Yeah,
Well, no,
yeah.
you may have to actually point it and shoot somebody.
Right.
And a lot of people don't want to cross that line. That's fine, I get it.
Yeah, totally,
But
right?
there are options. There's options like the taser, like pepper spray, like self-defense. Take classes.
Sure.
You know, learn how to defend yourself. And this, you know, I get a lot of questions from, especially the elderly. Say, I'm old, I can't defend myself. You can. There are ways you can do it. The taser's a great item.
Sure.
It doesn't take anything to press a button.
So I was Black Friday out.
Yep.
I didn't go shopping. My wife went shopping, but met her at Fashion Square for lunch.
Yeah.
Dude, it was crazy busy.
nuts.
I mean, there's cops everywhere. You know, so many people. It was
Right.
packed to the walls. I gotta imagine there's some nefarious stuff going
There
on.
is.
Of course, I mean,
There
there's
is.
people snatch and grab and stealing
Yeah.
and everything else. So that kind of leads us into what we're here for. You know, tell us a little bit about the holidays. It's so busy. What's going
It's very
on, and
busy.
how do
So
you
let's-
keep yourself safe?
Let's start at the home because
Sure.
that's where you're leaving, right? So you're at home, and maybe you already have the tree up, which I know people probably have the tree up the day of Thanksgiving or even Halloween.
Yeah,
Who
mine's
knows?
up.
So that's okay. But if you have presents under the tree and your shutters are open and you go out for the day,
Dude, that's such a lure. I never
can
even thought
somebody
of that.
just look in the window and see the presents?
Yeah.
Well, that's like a magnet, and people are going to break in, or they're going to wait till later to break in. So if you go out, close the shades.
Sure.
So nobody
Makes
can
sense.
see all the presents you have. If you are unwrapping a gift, say a TV, you take it out of the box, and then you put the box in the trash can.
Yeah, hello, brand new
Yeah,
TV.
exactly. So those things, deliveries are always a problem with porch pirates, and try to have your delivery guy, if you have somewhere they can hide it, or if a neighbor, if you have the ring, everybody knows what the ring is.
Sure.
It's a great item, but it lets you know when there's a delivery. So you could have a trusted neighbor go get it if you're going to be out for a while.
Yeah,
things
totally.
Like that. The other part of being home is traveling, and there's a lot of traveling going on this time of year.
Sure.
Don't post it. I mean, a lot of the things I'm saying have been out for a while, and people know them, but some people forget. So if you're going to go somewhere, don't post. Can't wait to see Grandma, and going to California.
Sure.
Well, now people know you're out of the house.
Yeah,
So
yeah, totally.
if you want to post pictures after you get back, load them up.
Yeah.
Right? But there's no need to do it before you go, because then everybody knows your movements. They can track you in your car. So you're in your car, you're going to the mall, Black Friday, and you're driving around, and maybe you put the presents in the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And most cars out here are tinted, but if they're not, it doesn't take much to look inside the car and see all the presents. It's
Yeah.
an easy grab. You just smash the window and take the stuff. It happened to me in California, and it was just a bag.
Yeah,
It wasn't even
yeah.
holiday season, but they looked in the back, saw it, smashed the window, took it.
Sure.
And it's that fast. You don't care.
Yeah.
When you get your car, I have a car, and for some reason, when I put it in drive, like most cars do, they lock, right?
Right.
Mine doesn't. So I have to remember to lock the doors.
Sure.
Because at a red light, stop sign, people can jump in. And it happens. I know you're saying that's not going to happen. But it does. It
Yeah.
happens. And you have to be, especially if you're alone. If you're a female and you're alone, or even a guy. It's not just women that are targets.
So weird side question, right? So
Yeah.
I got an addiction, and it's TikTok. So I mean, I'm on TikTok a little too much, but I see on there all the time where these people are like, supposedly, and you're the expert on it, so hopefully you got some insight. But they're tagging cars. Like they'll see a single woman, and they'll do something to the car to identify that it's a single woman in the car. So as she drives away, you know, accomplices or whatever know that.
Yeah.
Is it a real deal? Is that
It
like
is.
really going on?
It is. There's a lot of urban myth about
Sure.
things like that, but there have been cases, and a lot of these urban myths are built on even one incident.
Yeah,
And one
yeah.
incident is too many, right? So if you see something on your car that, you know, and this goes to the second part of situational awareness, which is to trust your instincts.
Mm-hmm.
If you come out to your car and there's something on it that you didn't put there, it could be a tag.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
could be somebody marking your car so somebody knows that's the car that's
Besides
single
the
female.
flyer for free tires
Exactly,
or whatever.
exactly. And it could be something like just a piece of tape on the bumper.
Right,
Or-
right.
well, cars don't really have bumpers anymore,
Yeah,
right?
true,
So on the plastic, so a piece of tape on the plastic, something like that, just to make you stick out. So I get asked the question all the time. You're driving, maybe it's nighttime. You just left the mall. It's kind of late, maybe 10 o'clock, and you notice somebody following you. So, and again, not just for women, but know your area. Know where you're going, where your house is, and where the closest police station is, so
Sure.
that you can make a detour and go there if you have to. A lot of this comes down to making a plan.
Sure.
And having a plan for all types of situations. It sounds taxing. It sounds like that's a lot to think about. I shouldn't have to live that way. And you're right.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to live that way, but
It's reality.
This is the world we live in, right? So
Yeah.
try to be ready for any kind of situation. So know where the local police station is. If a car tries to stop you, it doesn't look like a cruiser, meaning that it doesn't have a light bar on top, stickers on the side, a badge. If an unmarked car tries to stop you and you're not sure if it's a police officer, keep driving. Call the local police. Don't call 911. Call the local police unless you don't know the number. Then of course,
Yeah.
use it. But then say, look, there's somebody trying to stop me. Is it one of your guys? They'll tell you because it'll be.
Sure.
And if it's somebody on Indian School Road, they'll say, cruiser on Indian School Road, are you trying to stop a vehicle?
Right.
And if it's not, then they'll tell you where to meet them.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and you could be safe from
Totally.
that point on.
So I love the plan idea, right? So it's so
Yeah.
simplistic. I mean, I've never thought of it, but literally after today, I'm going to talk to my wife and my daughter about this. But just knowing your local police station, I assume maybe a fire department's okay too. I mean,
Well, this is perfectly okay because they're always there.
right.
And that supposedly they're good guys.
Yeah.
It's coming from a cop. So it's okay. It's
that
a rivalry
little
thing.
shot at the firemen
exactly,
right there.
Exactly. The firemen need heroes too.
Yeah,
That's what
totally.
we're here for. So, know your area, right? So it comes down to having a plan and knowing your area. When I was a young cop, we had to check buildings on the midnight shift all the time.
Sure.
Certain buildings we had to go to. We didn't do it the same way every night.
Of course, yeah. They just time you out, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you try to mix it up. You don't want to be followed. Same thing with anybody. You don't want to be followed, so don't go the same way home all the time.
Sure.
You have kids. They walk to school, or maybe they take the bus or ride. They get a ride by friends. Maybe they drive. Have them do the same things we're talking about. Pay
Sure.
attention to who's following them. See if the car is tagged. Don't go the same way all the time. Have a backup route in case the route you're trying to get home from is blocked.
Sure. Sure.
And you need another way home.
So, I mean, tensions are high. It's the holidays, ho, 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 Christmas music, the whole deal. But, there's a lot of people out, it's a lot of traffic. And this one is, I see this more and more, the road rage incidents. So, I mean, what do you do in a road rage
It's crazy.
situation,
I'm from the East Coast. You're
Yeah.
from Midwest.
Detroit, yeah.
Detroit, yeah. So try not to get involved. I know
Yeah,
it's
of course.
easy to say, not easy to do, because sometimes you may just switch lanes, and all of a sudden the guy behind you is raging mad.
Yeah.
So obviously
Yeah.
you don't stop. It's like the unknown person trying to stop you. Just keep driving. Don't aggravate the situation. Like, look, we're both guys. We're both
Yeah.
good sized guys,
Get the
right?
testosterone going,
but
the
still,
whole thing.
right? You don't know out here.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah,
carrying a
yeah.
guns, and back east it was different. Not the people that had guns were either law enforcement or somebody with a CCW, and
Yeah, and they went through some training and the whole deal. Yeah.
exactly, and that you probably a stand-up guy.
Right.
Out here, you don't know, because when you turn 18, anybody can get a gun, so you don't know who's carrying out here. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
For a simple misunderstanding on the
Bad
highway.
blinker, whatever, yeah.
Exactly. Or no blinker.
Yeah.
Because that
totally.
happens all the time.
Right.
But road rage is definitely, and you see it all the time in the news.
Yeah.
That people are getting shot. This person followed this person home and shot up the car.
Yeah.
And the house and the person, and for what?
So I'm assuming same situation. Know your scenario. Know your surroundings. You got
Yes.
somebody following you. Just go to the police station. I'm sure they're probably 99% of the time they just won't pull into the police
No.
station behind you.
But I've seen, I was working one night and they said there's a fight in the front lot.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, so everybody
they brought it
had
to the
they
house.
brought it right. They pulled right in front. The first person drove to the police station thinking that would take care of the problem.
Dude, they made it
And
easy
the
on
other
you
car
guys.
just pulled in. Yeah, we're right there. Just bring them right inside.
Yeah, right. Wow.
But yeah, that happens, and people
Yeah.
get crazy. And now you throw in the holidays and all the
Right.
stress that goes with that, and now people are desperate. I mean, these are hard times for everybody.
Sure.
Right? Economy's
Sure.
not great, so people are desperate, and that means they'll do whatever they have to. So now, all right. So we talked about at home. We talked about in your car. Now at the mall, you go to the mall, you're shopping, and it's crowded and crazy,
Sure.
like it was on Black Friday. But
Right.
you come out, and maybe you're the last person out of a store, or there's not many cars in a parking lot, and you walk to your car. This is where you really pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Look around. Don't just look around on your phone. Maybe you're talking to somebody. I'm done. I had to get some great deals.
Sure.
Whatever. Look where your car is. make sure there's no other vehicles parked right next to it. It's an empty parking lot, but your car's on the end, and there's one car next to it.
Just right up on you.
That's a red flag right
Yeah,
there, right?
It's a blue minivan
Yes,
with blacked out windows.
Free candy inside. Yeah, you don't.
exactly.
Yeah, pay attention to things like that. And if you have some kind of a self-defense item, have it in your hand.
Sure.
I can't tell you how many people get attacked and they say, I had pepper spray, but it was in my pocket, or I
Right.
had a gun, but they weren't paying attention. So they can't be ready if they don't see it coming. So watch where your car is.
Uh-huh.
And one of my favorite tools to have all the time is a flashlight.
Sure.
Because you can use it for lighting the way, but you can also shine it in somebody's eyes.
Yeah.
And
Gives
that
you a
gives you
second
a
or
few
two.
seconds. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Every second counts.
So let's talk about kind of on a level of you worth having. What's the self-defense tools that, maybe let's just pick a middle-aged woman,
Yep.
She's out shopping, maybe she has a gun, maybe she has a taser. My wife and daughter were at the state fair, and they bought these basically brass knuckles with things sticking out.
The
and I'm
cat
like,
ears?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Those are
babe,
cool.
Maybe that works, but I just don't
Yeah,
see that
yeah.
being effective
Well,
for you.
you know what? You can put that. You can put because I asked some people, what do you carry for self-defense? A knife.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, knife fighting is a different animal
Yeah,
altogether,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And it
yeah.
takes a long time and a lot of practice to get good with it. Yes, of course, you can just stab,
Yeah.
but you can also slip with the knife and cut your hand, and now you're bleeding, plus you're getting attacked.
Yeah.
So be very careful with knives as self-defense tools, unless you're practiced in the art of knife fighting.
So, I mean, personally, I'm going to put the knife at the bottom of the list. And,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't want to mess with anybody with a knife.
No.
You know what I mean?
So your first weapon in self-defense is situational awareness. Your second is your instincts. Trust them. You see something wrong, doesn't look right, trust that, because it probably isn't. The next would be something simple. And if you start with your kids and think about them, well, what can they carry? They can't carry pepper spray or a taser or a firearm, obviously, because
Right.
they're not of age. So a flashlight they can carry.
Sure.
What doesn't a bad guy want?
So is there an age on pepper spray?
Yes, 18.
Oh, I didn't know that.
18, yeah.
So my daughter right now is committing a crime. She's packing some pepper spray. So, hopefully there's no cops out there listening right now. But yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and the nice thing is out here, and I haven't checked other states because I came from the East Coast to here, but here in Arizona, all of the self-defense, less lethal self-defense tools are allowed on campus at colleges.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice. So you have
Yeah.
a student on college, they can carry pepper spray, they can carry a taser, they can carry a stun gun. They can't carry a firearm.
Yeah.
They want you to leave it at home, or you can give it to the campus police to hold during the day.
Sure.
You have to have it with you.
Well, that's especially good now because there are some kids staying on campus during the holidays, right?
Right.
So they're going to be there alone for the holidays. Or, less kids around. So
Exactly. So back to your question, what can somebody in a list of what they should carry? A
Sure.
middle-aged woman. Again, start with the basics that you don't have to carry, but you have to know about them.
Sure.
Situational awareness, your instincts, and then go with a flashlight. Go with a noisemaker. They have these personal noisemakers that.
Oh yeah, the screech thing, man. Yeah.
And it goes off at about 120 decibels. Well,
Yeah.
we hear at 85 decibels, so anything higher than that is going to draw attention. And that's what the bad guys don't want.
Yeah.
They don't want other people noticing what they're doing.
That's a great tip. So I mean, that would probably alleviate a lot of situations. Just set that
And
thing
kids
off.
can carry them too.
Yeah.
School's a different thing because
Yeah.
you get that one kid's just going to play with it in
Of
school.
course,
It's
he's
gonna
going to light
ruin
it
it for
up.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
So, but yeah, noise, and then go from there. Go from pepper spray. Pepper spray is good. I'm not totally against it. I carried it as a cop for a long time. I don't carry it now. It's very environmentally driven.
Yeah.
You spray it and the wind turns, you're getting it back in the face.
You're eating some pepper spray yourself.
And a lot of people,
Or you're nervous, man. You pull it out of the purse and it's pointing the wrong direction and you're blasting yourself.
if you don't practice, then yes, there is a safety on it. There's a nozzle, directional,
Yeah,
and everybody
it
says,
happens,
I can spray anything. I know
Right.
which way it goes. Okay, but in the stress,
Yeah.
because of what happens to your body in a violent encounter, your heart rate doubles.
Sure.
You start sweating, tunnel vision, auditory exclusion, all kinds of things happen to your body in a high threat situation. You're not going to be thinking clearly.
Yeah.
So you have to rely on your training.
Yeah.
And if you've never trained with a piece of a tool, then it's not going to help you.
Yeah, and pepper spray, man, you got to hit them right in the face. I
Right.
mean, you blast them in the chest.
Right.
It's like it's going to stink or smell, but I mean, it's not disabling somebody.
And you want to get this area right here.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if now it becomes a grappling match like most fights do,
Yeah.
now you're getting it too.
Right.
And if you've never smelled it or tasted it,
No, it sucks, dude.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But it's definitely memorable.
Right.
So if you had it once,
yeah.
you won't forget. And then if you don't want to spend, because tasers are about as much as a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want to spend that money, then a stun gun's a great option. But like you said before, it's a contact weapon. So you have
let's
to be
just
up
clear
close
something
and
up,
personal.
man. If you're buying a taser at the Circle K for $30,
you can't get taser anywhere.
Yeah.
Except from, and tasers here in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So,
but they've
and a lot
got
of people get them
those
confused.
devices, right?
Right. Those are stun guns.
Yeah.
And right. And $10, and it's not going to work when you need it to.
Right.
It's not going to hold a charge. It's going to
It
break.
doesn't hurt.
Something. Yeah, exactly. All kinds of things. So there are better items out there that are reliable, but there's only one taser in the world.
Yeah.
There's only one.
What are they
And
now?
that's,
There's something different, right? Didn't they change
Axon.
Axon. Okay.
AXON, yeah, and they're the ones that give you distance, and distance equals safety. So
Sure.
if you can shoot somebody from 15 feet away with a device that's going to incapacitate them,
Sure.
why not use that?
Yeah.
And then if you miss or they have a buddy, you still have the stun gun portion built in as well. So it's a great option.
Yeah, totally. What about cameras? I mean, do they detract, or do they,
You mean like
people walk
a
away?
security type camera?
Yeah, from your house, your car. I see the dash cams all the time. The rings, all that stuff. Should you put up signs? Hey, there's cameras here. I mean,
So
people
you know
care.
what happened a couple of years ago, right? We had a pandemic.
Yeah.
And they allowed everybody, good guys, bad guys, to wear masks.
Oh yeah.
So cameras don't mean anything. Yes,
Yeah.
they can give you a shape, they can give you a height,
Right.
male, female, but it all depends on the quality of the camera and who's watching it. Because you can go back and watch it later, but then it's reactive. It's not proactive, right?
So not an overall deterrent, right?
I don't think so. We used to have cameras, fake cameras.
Sure.
Actually, they weren't even cameras. There was a mirror that said there's a camera behind this mirror that's watching you. And everybody knew there wasn't.
Right.
So it didn't mean anything. So if you're going to use cameras, just know that they have limitations, that they're not going to stop crime.
Sure.
They might record it, so then it can be on the news later, but it may not stop anything.
Totally. Yeah. So do you guys do a situational awareness class? I know you did the active shooter class.
Yeah.
You do a situational awareness class.
That's a good point, too. The active shooter class we offer to the community for free. We like doing that because it puts that important information out there.
It's probably a bad time for active shooters, too, I would think. The holidays, as scary as it sounds,
Right. But then you're getting massive people gathered in places where they normally would be, like parades.
Yeah. Oh,
the parade last year, right? So horrible. But yeah, active shooter we offer, but we do situational awareness classes. We do self-defense classes. We do less lethal classes, and of course the firearms.
Sure.
So it all depends on, but there's so many people that don't know what they want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where do you start?
So they come to you guys, though. You can kind of walk them through that process, right?
And that's what we like to consider ourselves a self-defense concierge.
Sure.
So if you have a question, you're not sure, you want to protect yourself, you want your family to be safe, then talk to me.
Right.
And we'll pick a program that's made for you. It's tailor-made. And that's the nice thing about it. There's tons of places to learn how to shoot here in Arizona, but we base ours on your schedule.
Right.
So if you can only do it on a weekend at 8 o'clock in the morning, well, that's when the class will be.
Totally.
And people ask me, well, when's your next class? It's when you want it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Until
absolutely.
you tell me,
love
that's
it.
when we'll schedule it.
Love it.
We also do family classes. So last year we had a family, guy reached out, I said, I have extra family coming in for the holidays, for Thanksgiving. They're all going to be here. Can you come Friday? And
Dude,
teach
what a
my
cool
whole
Christmas
family?
gift that
It
would
was
be.
great.
Yeah.
It was great. They had, all the leftover food from Thanksgiving, but they also did a great class set, and it's grown from there. So it's a good idea, and we do offer that for families.
Right.
And I'll come to the house. I have a classroom here.
Yeah.
So, we're right in Scottsdale, but I go to people's houses.
Totally.
Because some people are more comfortable in their own environment, so they want to learn where they can relax.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's fine. That's fine.
And you'll take people out to the range, actually, too, right?
Oh, yeah. We have a couple ranges we shoot at. One's outdoor, one's indoor. I prefer the outdoor. The indoor is great for when it's the peak of summer and everything. More controlled. But the outdoor gives us the option of shooting in low light or no light conditions. We can move and shoot. So if you want advanced tactics, we can do that as well. Like I said, I was on SWAT for a long time, so I bring that knowledge to my clients.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So, to kind of recap for the holidays, I mean, stay safe. But, I mean, what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, situational awareness, know where you're at, know what's going on,
exactly.
know where to go, and then follow your instincts. I think that's a huge one, man, because if it feels weird, it's weird.
Yeah,
right?
and we and women are better at this than guys are.
Yeah.
Because we're all about machos.
We're bumbling and stumbling into shit. Yeah,
but women are like, that doesn't look right, I'm not going to go that way.
Right.
And it's that easy.
Yep.
If it doesn't feel right, and you'll get that feeling. Sometimes, we forget about it or we've neglected it for so long, but it's there.
And you can always grab a security guard. I mean, you walk out
that's
to the
what
car
they're
or
there
whatever.
for, right?
Yeah.
So if you're the last person out, maybe you work at a store,
right?
And you're the last person out. Walk me to my car, please.
Yeah.
That's what they're there for. Or go in groups. Groups are good.
Sure.
Numbers are better than being alone. So try to get with somebody to get to your car.
Yeah.
And light it up. Light it up. If you don't, pay attention to where you park. So if you look around and there are no lights in the parking lot, don't park there. Go to where a light is so you can light up. It'll be lit up when you go outside at night.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, light is your friend. I used to carry 4 flashlights when I was working. I had one on my firearm, one on my belt, one in my pocket, and one in my bag.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just because
Well,
redundancy.
you can see, man. You can see what's going on, right?
Exactly.
I mean, makes
and
it a little
they're
more
going to die. Murphy, Murphy.
of course.
And he's going to show up right when you don't want him to, but the light won't work.
Right.
So have a backup.
Totally.
Yeah.
Anything you want to throw out there before we wrap it up for the holidays?
Merry Christmas. Have a great holiday season. Please be safe, and if you can find training for your family, then get it, because it's important. Keeping your whole family safe. Talk about it with you. Communication, right?
Sure.
So you're sitting around a table with your whole family. Talk about safety. Talk about making a plan to get somewhere in case. Like, I'm just going to throw this out there. Mm-hmm. And when I talk about an interactive shooter program, but phones are going to go down because you can imagine the amount of phone calls that are going to be attempted to be made during a violent encounter of that scale. And so
this is an active shooter situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So have a plan for meeting with a loved one without communicating, because it's not as easy as it sounds. But if a loved one is at school, college, wherever, and you're at work, and something really bad happens, you're going to want to meet with that person, but you may not be able to call them. So have a plan of where to meet. Say, okay, look.
Yeah, we're always the southwest corner, no matter what, if something happens.
I'll see you there, and wait there for me until I get there.
Yeah. And
then you make your way there, and they make their way there, and then everybody's happy. So.
Cool.
But Mindset Survival.
Yep. So Steve Branch, Mindset Survival. You can just search Scottsdale Living and find it. But is it Mindsetsurvival.com?
That's it.
Yeah. So Mindsetsurvival.com, or reach out to Steve or his wife Pam on Scottsdale Living. You guys have a great Christmas. Hopefully we'll be bringing you some more cool stuff shortly. But thanks again, bud.
Thank you.
Always great to see you.
Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.